Yeah.
Hi Year 3 and welcome to episode 7. You will be practicing your yoga and your climb the pyramid. I hope you all enjoy it, give it 100% and good luck. See you soon.
Hi Year 3 and welcome to your yoga part of today's lesson. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to recap the routine that we learnt last week. We're going to add 3 new moves. So the new moves we're going to go through very slowly and gradually with you, and then we're going to move on to the actual routine, putting it all together and then trying it in some silence, just so that we can keep the flow nice and calm. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves warmed up. So let's get ourselves warm. So we're going to start by warming up from the floor. So with our feet crossed, our legs crossed, we're going to bring our shoulders back, keep our hands on our knees. We're going to try and strengthen and straighten our spine, so all the way down our back. So I'm going to lift my chin up. I'm going to pause if there's a imaginary cord coming up through my body and really bring my shoulders back to make sure that I get as straight as I can. Well done. From here we're going to put one arm across the body and then we're going to lean over. And we're going to hold it here. And we're going to swap, so we're going to go the other side, arm across, other arm over. So we're stretching our body gently. Well done. We're going to turn ourselves into a bit of a pretzel. So we're going to bring one arm across our knee. We're going to put the other hand behind us and we're going to try and look over our shoulder, trying to keep our spine nice and long. Well done. Trying to keep that chest open. And swap sides. Going on to the other side, so that other arm goes over the other knee, other hand behind, and twist. Lovely. Into a butterfly pose. So we're going to put our feet together. So the soles of our feet are together. Once again, that back is up nice and straight. We're going to try and get our knees as close to the ground as possible. Doesn't matter if your knees are up like this, just try and get them down as far as you can. If you can get them right to the floor, well done. And if that is the case, try and bring your heels closer to your bottom by bringing them in. And keep that back nice and straight and hold it here. Well done. Okay, feet out, pointing those toes, arms up in the air, and we're going to sweep through our feet and back up to this position. So it's going to look like this. Sweep and up. Trying to keep that back nice and straight, so keep your spine nice and straight. And when we bend, we're curling through our body, pushing out to our toes, and back up. One more. Lovely, well done. Feet apart into our straddle position like we would if we were in gymnastics. Keeping my toes nice and pointed, and I'm going to walk my hands forward. Try to bend from your hips, not from your shoulders, but from your hips. So try and keep that back nice and straight. And lean it forward. Good. Obviously, the lower you can go, the more stretch you'll feel. If you're sat up quite high, don't worry. We're going to get used to getting more flexible, which means that we'll get closer to the ground each time. Lovely. Coming into standing. Coming up. We're going to cross our feet over. We're going to bend from that front. So like last week, in our forward fold, we're going to bend forward and we're going to let it drop. And you should feel the stretch in the back of your legs. Let's swap legs to come back up. Well done. Swap over. So the opposite foot is now going over and leaning it from your hips. So forward folding. Hold it here. Bring it back up. Bring your feet out. Roll those shoulders over. Bring nice inhale in and out. Well done. We're going to recap the routine that we did last week, and then we're going to see the 3 new moves. Have fun. Okay, so recapping what we did last week, we started with the forward fold. We then moved on to our cobra pose, which was flat on the floor. We then went into our crescent lunge, which was from our knee, lunging into it and bringing our arms above our head. We then went into our downward dog, which meant that our body was in a triangle position. And from there, we went into our child pose, where our bottom was back towards our heels, our legs were flat from the floor, and we were stretched as far as we can. So this time, we're going to add 3 new moves. And the first move we're going to look at is called mountain pose. Now, mountain pose looks like this. You're going to have your feet hip width apart. You're going to make sure your shoulders are back. You're going to open up your chest, keep your head up nice and high, and your hands are going to be out to the side. Now, this is a nice, easy pose. This is where we're going to start in our full routine. So we're going to stay here. We're going to take some deep breaths in, and we're going to exhale. So in and exhale. In and exhale. One more. Lovely. We're now going to have a look at the chair pose. Now the chair pose is going to do exactly what it sounds. It's going to look like we're about to sit on a chair. So I'm going to stand this way so you can see my body in action. So my feet are hip width apart again. What's going to happen is I'm going to come down into a seated pose. But as I do that, my hands are going to come above my head and I'm going to keep it here. So that from the front looks like this. So in here, bending from your knees and just pushing forward with those hands and hold it in your chair pose. Great work. Tree pose. So the tree pose is a new one for us and it's going to look like this. It's about transferring your weight over one leg and being able to maintain your position without wobbling. Now remember, when we do our quad stretch at school, we have to try and focus on something that is still and not moving, or we hold our hand, or we might even hold onto the wall if we're not feeling very balanced. The choice is yours, okay? So this is transferring our weight. So like the mountain pose, our shoulders need to be back. We need to keep our body nice and straight. We're keeping our posture as good as it possibly can get. And we're going to transfer the weight over one leg. So I'm going to move to my right, which is your left if you're mirroring me. And we're going to put on to our leg our other foot. So you'll notice that mine is below my knee. If you're super flexible, you might want to have it up here. However, unfortunately, I wobble a little bit too much that high. So I'm going to keep mine here. However, if you are a little bit worried about whether or not you can balance for this long, you can always have your foot down lower, and that keeps your centre of gravity a little bit closer to the ground. So you bring your foot in, you're going to bring your hands up, and you're going to bring them down so they run across the length of your body. Holding it here. Concentrate on your breathing. Try to keep as still as possible. And then when we're ready to change legs, our hands come up, we swap over, our feet come down, we then move our weight over, we place our other leg in the same position on the opposite leg, and we bring our arms up and bring them down. So you'll notice that I'm not quite as stable as I'd like to be, but that's what practice is about. Holding it here, concentrating. Fantastic. And then bring it back and out. Well done. So that's our 3 new moves. Now our routine is going to work like this. We're going to go into our mountain pose, which is what we just learnt. We're going to move into our chair pose from there. We're going to go into our forward fold, into our tree pose, From our tree pose, we're going to get onto the floor and do our cobra pose, our crescent lunge, our downward dog, and our child pose, like this. So if you're ready, we're going to go through the routine. I'm going to talk you through it and then we're going to do it in silence. Good luck. Depending on the space that you have that you're working in, you might want to face where like my mat is looking. So for example, I might do all my movements facing this way. You might want to start in the middle of the mat. It's up to you, it's your decision, but you need to make sure that you are safe with the surroundings you have. You might have lots of things close to you. You might have a tiny little space, so just give it your all and just make sure that you're super safe where you are. So I'm going to start facing you so that you can see what we're up to. And we're going to start with the mountain pose. So we're going to roll those shoulders back, get our arms in the position, our feet should be hip width apart. And we're going to concentrate on our breathing for 3 breaths, so in and out. After this breath, we're going to go into our chair pose. And move from mountain pose into your chair pose. Good. Hold it here. Try and keep as still as you possibly can. Coming back up. From here, we're going to go into our forward fold, folding from our hips, trying to keep our body in a tabletop position and let it drop. Just let it hang here. And bring it up. Remember to roll those shoulders back, get your spine nice and straight again. From our forward fold, we're moving on to our tree pose, so we're going to get into our first position. Ooh. Don't worry if you go wrong, just follow on. Good. Hold it here. And back out, we're going to swap sides. So you'll notice my transitioning of weight moves to the other side of my body. Now we're going to go into our cobra pose, which means that we need to get to the floor. Nice and gently, starting with your arms by your side, you're going to lift up into that cobra pose. Doing really well. We're now going to move on to our crescent lunge. So we're going to come back down, back onto our knees, into that tabletop position. We're going to move 1 foot forward, and as we lunge forward, our hands are going to come above our head. Hold it here, and return. Swapping legs this time, and lunge forward. Hold it here. And bring it back. Now we're going to go into our downward dog. So tuck those toes under, get your hands flat on the floor, and as you lift your bottom, your head's going to come between your arms, and you're going to try and keep your legs as straight as possible, and get your heels back on the floor. Hold it here. Lovely. Now coming down into our child pose. Untuck those toes. Bring your bottom back to your ankles and walk your hands forward and rest. And walk those hands back in. Tuck those toes under. You're going to come up. And we're going to Bring those shoulders back as if we're back into our mountain pose. And we're done. Let's see if we can do that in silence with just me reminding you of what we're moving into. Good luck. Ready to begin? Mountain pose. Chair pose. Forward fold.
Coming back up into our tree pose.
Swapping legs. Cobra pose. Crescent lunge. Swap legs. Downward facing dog.
Child pose.
Great work, well done.
Welcome to our motor skill activity. And because our theme is hand-eye coordination, we're going to play a game called Climb the Pyramid. You're going to need just one pair of socks for this game. And the idea is to get from level number 1 all the way to level number 5 without dropping the socks. Now we're going to tell you or show you each activity within those levels that you need to complete. So stay tuned for activity number 1 or level number 1. Level number 1. Now for this level, you're going to have a sock in one hand and you're throwing it up in the air to your opposite hand 10 times. Now if you drop it, it doesn't matter. All that means is you're going to have to reset from 0 and challenge yourself to try again. So always tracking, you're tracking the sock as it's going up. Hands are cupped so you're ready to receive it. You're doing this 10 times. Always tracking. Well done. Help me, am I at 10 yet? I think I'm at 10. Why don't you have a practice with Miss Bowyer? Good luck.
Right, 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no! I'll start again. You ready? 1, 2, 3, And last one, 10. Done it. Level 2. So level 2 is now an extension onto level 1. We're only going to be using one hand, but we're going to add a clap. So the idea is we've got to throw the ball of socks up into the air. We've got to clap before we catch with the same hand. So if I'm using my right hand will throw up, clap and catch. Now I caught with two hands, so let's see if we can do it with one hand this time. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You've got 10 attempts at this. If you want to make it more challenging, you can throw it a little bit higher, or you can try a couple of catches, or if you want to have a go with your non-dominant hand, which would be my left hand. Good luck, have a go with Mr. Moore.
I'm going to challenge myself and throw it a little bit higher. Let's see. Now, because I'm quite comfortable, I might swap hands. My left hand, my non-dominant hand, is going to be a challenge now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've done 5 on each hand, which equals 10. Let's see what next level brings. Level number 3. So again, another progression to level 1 and 2. For this one, you're throwing the sock underarm, but you're catching it overarm. So we've got 2 different movements in one there. So it's going overarm, catching it underarm. So we're throwing it up underarm, catching it overarm. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, again, you might use your non-dominant hand, which is my left hand. I'm going to stick with my right hand because this one is going to be a challenge. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, if I had another practice, I might actually challenge myself to use my left hand. Let's see how you get on with Miss Bowen.
Right then, okay. Level 3. I reckon I'm going to drop this. Let's see how we get on. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll get confident. 9. Well, that's close. 10. I hope you guys did just as good. Level 4. Now this is going to be a really tricky one, and in all honesty, I don't think even I'm going to be able to do this. So, it says that I need to do a 360 turn, and I need to catch with the same hand. So all those practices we've been doing with catching with the same hand, I've now got to spin. That means that I've got to turn myself round on my axis and try and catch it as quickly as I can. Shall we see if we can do this? You ready? I definitely think I'm going to need to practice this one. This is probably the trickiest one because I get dizzy when I spin. Let's see if we can do it again. Oh, I got it once, but I've got to do this 5 times. So let's see if I can do 4 more. Nope. I'd have to start again. Shall we see how Mr. Moore gets on?
Now that does look very tricky. Let's see how I get on. Now I'm slightly injured, so I might be turning a little bit like a penguin, but as long as I'm doing a 360 turn, 5 times. Whose idea was this?
Yours.
1, 2, very dizzy, I know what you mean, Miss Bowen. 3, 4, I need to improve my throwing a little bit, I think. 5, I did it!
Well done.
Again, if you want to challenge yourself, you might use your non-dominant hand, but this one is very tricky. Good luck! Level number 5, now we are at the top of the pyramid, so this challenge, or this level, is going to be the most difficult. And this one, you're going to throw it underarm, so it's going under our leg, we've got to throw it up, and we have to clap and catch it. You can catch it with 1 or 2 hands, it's totally up to you. So I'll do a quick demonstration. It's going under your leg, so try and lift your leg up as high as you can, just so you've got enough space to throw your sock underneath. Again, if you're throwing it up, try and throw it quite high so it allows you to clap before you catch it. It's quite a lot of information there, isn't it? Let's see. Ready up. It's 1. It's 2. I'm challenging myself. I'm noticing I'm catching with one hand. 3, 4, 5. Now I'm catching all of my right side. I'm lifting my leg side up, my right leg up as well, which is my most dominant side. I'm going to try one left-handed and under my left leg, clap and catch left-handed. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I will. I'm challenging. I'm showing my Newington grip. Ah! So I might need to practice that one. So again, have a practice. Let's see how Miss Bowie gets on.
Well, we also how I got on a level 4, so I don't know how I'm going to do with level 5. Are you ready? Let's have a go. Oh no, because I've got a clap as well. And I definitely can't do it with my left hand, so let's try it with my right hand. Oh, I'm taking that as a 1. 2, but my accuracy is so bad. I think I'm throwing it forward. Should I see if I can get it up higher? 3, or 2 more. 4, last one. Pray I do not drop this. Yes, I managed to climb to the top of the pyramid.
Well done. So now you've had time to practice, we're moving on to our challenge round. Now, this is a round where you're going to start at level number 1, and you're going to see how high up the pyramid you can climb without dropping your sock. Now, an important thing to understand is, if you drop your sock, you have to start again from level number 1. Now, this takes a lot of grit and perseverance. If you only want to do it once, that's absolutely fine. But remember, don't give up. Try and challenge yourself, because we are going to find adults around the school in year 3 that are going to have a go at this challenge as well. Let's see if you can beat the challenges. Good luck. Look who I found. It's Miss Collins. Good luck in your challenge, Miss Collins. Ready? Off you go. 2. Well done.
10.
Well done. Challenge number 2, or level number 2, is clap and catch. Well done. It's one hand. One hand.
Oh, 6.
There we go.
I'll do extra.
Well done, Miss Collins.
What's that?
And well done. Level number 3 is underhand throw, overhand catch.
1, 2, 3.
Well done. Well done. Level number 4 is throw in the air, 360 turn with a one-handed catch. Well done. That's 1.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's 2. That's 3. Don't think it's a sock anymore. That's 4. Well done, Miss Collins. 5. Well done. Level number 5 is under your leg, throw, clap, catch. With 2 hands you can catch it with.
Right.
Do you want a new sock, Miss Collins?
Yes.
Here's one we made earlier.
So it's
Under your leg, clap and catch with 2 hands.
Here goes.
You can do it. Oh, so close. You've done absolutely amazing, Miss Collins. Good job.
Hey, we found Mr. Becker. Mr. Becker, you are up for the climb the pyramid.
I can't wait.
Brilliant. So you're going to try level 1, which means that you need to catch the ball of socks in each hand separately 10 times. Okay, so back and forth. Off you go. Oh, made that look easy. Okay, then level 2 is you're going to throw the ball of socks up with one hand, clap and catch in the same hand.
In the same hand.
In the same hand. And you need to do that 10 times.
Okay. Lost count.
I think you're on 10. Did a good job. Well done. I mean, if you want to do one for luck, go for it.
There we go.
Now this time you're going to throw the ball of socks up underarm and catch overarm
Okay.
10 times with the same hand.
Okay.
We're going to have to catch him out soon. Level 4 is throwing the ball of socks up into the air, doing a 360 spin and catching with the same hand 5 times.
5 times. Oh, that's okay then.
A sneaky trick is Mr. Moore managed it slower and steadier, whereas I tried to spin really fast.
Okay. Same hand as well.
Same hand if you can.
Okay. So.
1, 2, 3, not bad. 2 more. 4. Oh, Mr. Moore's got some competition. Level 5 is you need to throw the ball of socks under one leg, clap and catch in one hand 5 times. Last one. Oh, Mr. Becker, you have climbed the pyramid. Well done.
Yes.
And well done to everyone. I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope you beat Mr. Becker and Miss Collins and tried your hardest. I knew you would.